how do you stay engaged with that consumer, right? I think that's the next step, and nobody's figured that out. I got a
Yeah.
question for you though, since you're a data nerd, right? What do you think has more conversions? Push notifications from an app, like in other words, if you got a push notification for a discount, heavy discount on a MacBook from Best Buy, and then or you got it via SMS, which one do you think has a higher conversion? I think it's the push
I
notification,
do
but I don't
too.
have the data.
I have seen some data on this, and it is in fact push, right? I don't think there's enough analysis. I don't think there's enough breadth of data, but the data I have seen certainly favors push fairly heavily. Here's why. There are greater barriers one has to overcome to receive these types of push notifications. First off, you have to have the intent of actually downloading the app. Second, you have to have the intent of actually enabling, or in this case, not turning off push notifications themselves. So just as SMS typically signals a higher engaged audience, even though it's a smaller portion of the audience, that same truth holds for push. It's going to be yet a smaller portion of the audience, but because their intent is higher, their consideration is higher, and so their engagement is therefore higher as well.
By percentage, yes, I would say I agree. I mean, push, it makes sense, right? There's so many steps you have to follow to get it. And then if your app has value, and that's another thing, like if you remember 5-10 years ago, everybody ran to do an app and 95% of them sucked because
the storefront.
It was just a, hey, now you go here and you go to our website. Like it was basically an iframe, and you go, that's not, apps are supposed to have value by themselves. So like Best Buy, for example, I use their app all the time. A push notification makes a lot of sense. I have higher level intent. I'm one of their total tech nerd member people. So yeah, I'm higher level of intent. They're going to get me to use that. Although sometimes the purchase is big enough, I go to a desktop, but that's just because of my age, not anything wrong with the app. You know that there's a certain level of I can spend this much money on my phone, and then bigger purchases go to the big screen. Maybe that's just me. But
Me just thinking like a marketer, and I know I'm tainted, right, because I've had all this experience, but maybe normal users feel this way too. I think with a text notification, you kind of don't know exactly what's going to happen next. If I got a text from Best Buy, am I going to go to their website? Is it going to be easy for me to check out, find that product? Am I going to have a good experience? Where I know just because of history, if I click on that push notification, I know it's going to bring up the app. I know it's going to bring up that product. I could probably simply just put it in a cart and then schedule to pick it up or get it delivered. I think that user experience to me is more palatable, whereas the SMS, I feel like it's still, to me, it feels a little janky still, but maybe it's not. Maybe I need to give it another try.